45-year-old Scottsbluff woman has died following a Friday morning rollover near Gering. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, authorities say a Scottsbluff woman was behind the wheel of an SUV involved in a fatal accident on the southeastern edge of Gering Friday morning along Highway 92. According to the Nebraska State Patrol, Scottsbluff County Sheriff's deputies located the crash site, which was a drainage ditch on the north side of the roadway, a quarter-mile east of the Heartland Expressway Highway 71 overpass, and called in troopers around 9:20 in the morning. NSP spokesman Cody Thomas says the preliminary investigation shows a Chevy Tahoe driven by 45-year-old Aaron Vigil was eastbound on Highway 92 when it crossed the westbound lane, entered the north ditch, and rolled. She was pronounced deceased at the scene, and the crash remains under investigation. Gering Fire, Valley Ambulance, and a number of tow company vehicles had also responded to the scene. Well, a 15-year-old Bayard girl was injured in a jet ski accident Saturday night at Bridgeport State Recreation Area and is recovering at a Colorado hospital. Game and Park officials say the girl was a passenger on a jet ski and was struck by a second jet ski driven by another teen from Bayard. The injured teen was taken by ambulance to Morrill County Community Hospital in Bridgeport with non-life-threatening injuries and then transported to Children's Hospital in Aurora, where she is being treated for her injuries. The accident is under investigation by the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission. The Morrill County Sheriff's Office and Morrill County Emergency Services assisted at the scene. Well, coming up after the break, summer isn't quite here, but some scorching temperatures will be here this week. Bill Boyer's got your full forecast right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
New looks and new decor can be found at Compliments for You and Your Home. Check out the newest styles from Tribal, Charlie B, Ethel, and more. Compliments also has the shoes, purses, and jewelry for any occasion. Plus, right now, get 20% off all clearance apparel. While here, take a look at our solar lights and felt birdhouses. Finally, visit our newest addition, Katie Chandler and her salon. All this at Compliments for You and Your Home, 1708 Broadway, downtown Scottsbluff.
High Plains Auto Club presents the Father's Day Rock and Roll Classic Friday, June 18th. Registration begins at 2 p.m. at the Gering Civic Center with a welcome barbecue, cruise for cash, ice cream social. Saturday, June 19th, a parade, show and shine, and awards banquet. To enter, go to highplainsautoclub.com or call 308-765-2418. This event is sponsored by Holyoke, Snyder, Longoria, Reichert, and Rice, attorneys at law. City of Gering, Keno Funds.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Quiet weather here across the high plains for the most part as we go through the evening hours. Temps going to fall through the 90s eventually and then down into the 60s overnight as it's going to stay hot here across the region. A very small chance that an isolated storm could break the cap this evening. We're talking very small. Heat wave is going to continue through Thursday. It breaks a little bit Friday, still remains hot through the weekend, and then there's some signs that we could be cooler starting early next week. 98 yesterday for a high, missed a record by just 3 degrees and a low of 64. We did have a 1/10 of an inch of moisture at the airport from those storms that moved through yesterday. That's all we've had so far for the month, and it took 12 days to get that in the month of June, and still well below normal, and we're almost an inch now below normal for the year. Speaking of normal, look at this stretch of above normal temperatures. There's 2 days back on June 1st and on Friday when we were below normal, quote unquote, by 1 or 2 degrees. Otherwise, it has been a stretch of above normal temps that's going to continue through the rest of the week and into the early part of the weekend. Hot out there all across the region. 90s very prevalent here in the area. Only exception is at Cheyenne, where it's 89 degrees. Everybody else in excess of 90. Winds are out of the southeast at about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Now, we do have a marginal risk of severe storms tonight here in our area. However, it appears that most of the area is going to remain capped and dry. If we can get a storm to break the cap, it certainly has the potential to become severe. Tomorrow and then on into Wednesday, all that activity moves well off to us, and we will definitely be dry those 2 days. So Futurecast shows an isolated storm trying to break the cap. That's it. They're going to have a hard time sustaining themselves, maybe a slightly better chance in the northern panhandle. Lows overnight only going to fall down into the 60s for the most part, some upper 60s even in some areas. Cheyenne and Wheatland the exception as they fall into the upper 50s. And then tomorrow we bake. Absolutely bake tomorrow. Going to be our hottest day of the week. And an afternoon cloud tries to come through. And again, an isolated thunderstorm chance. Just because it's getting so hot, it's enough to brew up a storm. But it looks like that is going to be few and far between. And there's our record heat tomorrow in the upper 90s and low 100s out there. Very hot stretch of weather tomorrow. Not much going on out there in the precip. You can see very light, if any. So tonight we're going to call it mainly clear. Lows down around 65. For tomorrow, it'll be sunny and very hot. Record highs are likely. 103 are forecasted high for tomorrow. And our 7-day forecast continues hot. That heat wave goes through Thursday with temps near 100. Then we break a little on Friday into the weekend. We fall down into the mid-90s. Finally, after we get through Father's Day, we go into Monday. It looks like a little bit cooler here as temperatures maybe fall back to normal or slightly below normal to start the work week next week.
Why settle for Wi-Fi that just usually works? Why settle for customer service that's subpar? Why settle for service that's outdated? You don't have to. Settle for more with Allo, the faster, more reliable internet experience that's built for the way you use all your devices. For answers, visit us at allofiber.com/switch today. Allo, settle for more.
The 100th Annual Oregon Trail Days rolls into Gering July 8th through the 11th. Barbecues, street dance, food fair, a car show, 2 parades, Old Settlers Luncheon, bicycle hill climb, mud volleyball, a pancake feed, chili and barbecue cook-offs, an art show, a craft show, and a quilt show, a carnival, beer and wine tasting, and Sawyer Brown with Neligh at Five Rocks. It's summer's best weekend. The 100th Annual Oregon Trail Days, July 8th through the 11th.
Welcome back. After 18 months at the helm, the president of Western Nebraska Community College has submitted her resignation. KNB News has learned that Dr. Carmen Simone submitted her notice on Friday to the WCCA Board of Governors. Last week, Dr. Simone traveled to Pendleton, Oregon as one of the 3 finalists for the position of president of Blue Mountain Community College. Dr. Simone was one of 2 finalists in 2019 to replace Todd Holcomb as WNCC president, and she was selected as WNCC's 6th top administrator over Dr. Timothy Alvarez. During last month's WCCA governors meeting, the board went into executive session to discuss personnel matters, specifically evaluation of the college president. Well, a Panhandle semi-driver has died in a triple fatal crash Friday afternoon in Neligh. The State Patrol says 31-year-old Shane Ernest of Dalton was driving his semi and failed to stop at a highway intersection. His semi collided with a Dodge Journey and killed its 2 occupants, a couple in their 70s from Orchard, Nebraska. NSP officials say the investigation remains ongoing. And Scottsbluff fire officials are investigating a Sunday afternoon house fire in the 1200 block of 9th Avenue. City Fire Marshal Anthony Murphy says shortly before 1 p.m., Scottsbluff and Gering firefighters, along with Scottsbluff Police and Valley Ambulance, were called to a report of smoke coming from an abandoned house, and crews encountered high heat and smoke throughout the home and extinguished the fire. Murphy says the fire was primarily contained to one room, and the house was being remodeled at the time, and nobody was inside when crews arrived. No firefighters were injured, but the house was deemed to be a total loss. Well, straight ahead, a busy weekend for high school athletes as Scottsbluff played host to West Nebraska All-Star Weekend festivities. Chris Cottrell with highlights right after this on KNEB.TV News.
You might not know that Renewal by Anderson is a local family business. The owner here is Andy Stelflew. He's a 4th-generation rancher who learned about customer service and the land of opportunity early on.
Over and over again I heard, it's about the customer. It's signature service, treating the customer the right way. What a blessing it is to live in America. What a blessing it is to live in a country of the free, that if you want to do something, grow, you can.
Renewal by Anderson, great windows and great local people who never forget it's about the customer.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
I've struggled with my weight since I was 13, but weight loss surgery changed my life. I've lost 120 pounds, 80 inches, and gained a whole new outlook on life.
Weight loss surgery may be the answer to your weight and health problems. Regional West offers the support of skilled surgeons and a dedicated bariatric team for your journey to a healthier you. Learn more about weight loss options at Regional West. It's time for a new you.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
We are wrapping up West Nebraska All-Star Weekend today here at the TV Sports Desk. Let's start with the Saturday afternoon action. And we were over at Scottsbluff High School, the 37th edition of West Nebraska All-Star Volleyball. The East team came out guns blazing in this match as they would capture the victory, taking the first 3 sets, 25-20, 14, and 17. Some of their top players on the day: Mullins, Sam Moore, Hallie Jacobson from Broken Bow and Elm Creek's Ashley Brown. Moore had 10 kills through the first 2 sets. They play all 5 sets regardless of score in this all-star format, and that allowed the West side to find a rhythm and grab the final 2 sets behind the strong play of Oglala's Jenna Curtis. She'll play at WNCC starting in the fall. Sydney's Carly Sylvester also was solid with near double-digit kills. 3-2 the final in the sets for the East squad. The East MVP was Mullins Moore. She didn't get to town until Friday, finished with 16 kills in the match, while the West MVP was Curtis from Ogallala. She had 9 kills, but definitely led the way in athleticism and hustle, laying out for multiple balls throughout the match. Very competitive throughout the day. Nice crowd on hand as well for the All-Star Volleyball during the afternoon. Now we go ahead and turn our attention to Saturday night for the 43rd annual West Nebraska All-Star Football game. Hot temperatures. They played 12-minute quarters instead of 15, and it all beat last year when the game was canceled due to protocols. This one really just all East team as they thoroughly dominated most of the way in this one. Let's get to the scoring over halfway through the first quarter, and it's the East team getting on the board first with Lexington running back Alex Ramos taking it to pay dirt off the right edge to give the boys in blue the early 7-0 lead. Now early second quarter, the West trying to cap off a drive with 6 points, and it's Scottsbluff quarterback Brett Hill goes to the play-action pass, finds Zach Hankey of Layton open in the end zone for the 4-yard touchdown strike. The 2-point try failed, and it was 7-6 with the East on top, and that was it for the West finding the end zone. Here comes 28 unanswered points for the East squad. The offensive MVP of the night was Southern Valley quarterback Carter Bowes. Late first half, he connects here with high school teammate Clayton Berry for a 7-yard touchdown, and that combo would have more to say in this one. Early third, and it's Bowes to Berry once again. This one covering nearly 70 yards through the air. The pump fake, Berry running wide open. They score 14 points in less than 90 seconds of game action. Bowes was not finished. How about using the legs as those long strides chew up 70 yards on this dash to the end zone, and the route thoroughly on at this point. The East rolling 28-6, and one more for good measure in the fourth quarter as it's Alex Ramos of Lexington once again. He makes it bookend touchdowns for the East side. He scampers in from 18 yards on this one as the East cruises to the winner's circle, a 35-6 win over the West All-Stars. Bowes of Southern Valley, the offensive MVP. Carson Rohde of Sumner Eddyville Miller, the defensive player of the night. Another great West Nebraska All-Star week in the books for this summer here in Scottsbluff. Now, back to the summer baseball grind. We'll have one tonight for you as far as Legion baseball is concerned. In fact, just the one broadcast this week, and it will be tonight. Gering Platte Valley Companies at the Buckley Bombers. Jeff Kelly with the broadcast on the trail starting late afternoon at 4:45 for the doubleheader. The Wesco Zephyrs also playing 2 today. They're at home against Thompson Valley, Colorado. That'll be a mid-afternoon start over at Cleveland Field. Pioneers won 2 of 3 over the weekend at Hastings. They get tonight off, and then tomorrow that road trip continues with a series starting up at Casper against the Horseheads. That'll do it for today. The latest from right here at the FNBO TV Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell. Ryan on the way back with more right after this on KNEB.TV.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
What a year 2020 was. Now's the time to get out and travel this summer to see family and friends you were not able to see this last year. Spend more time enjoying your trip by flying United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with daily flights to and from Denver. Reserve your flight today and remember United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. And don't forget, Thrifty Car Rental is here for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and hitch a ride with your BFF, Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Why bank at a local community bank? When you choose a local community bank, you keep money in our local economy. That money helps support local jobs, schools, and businesses. Money that helps fund a stronger and prosperous community for us all to enjoy and live in. At Platte Valley Bank, we are here to help build and support the community we love being a part of. We believe that together, we can make great things happen. Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, ticket sales start tomorrow morning for the grandstand events at this year's Scottsbluff County Fair. Fair manager Lana Hubbard tells KNB News that just like last year, seating for all of the nightly entertainment will be general admission only.
The rubber check race has been the only thing that has been reserved seating in the past. But it worked out fine, and so we're going to go with it again this year. And, you know, the seats are there. It's just, I guess you have to come early to get your favorite seat.
Tractor pulls will be featured Wednesday and Thursday night with a new edition of UTV flat track races both nights, followed by the concert Friday night with Rodney Atkins and opening act Track 45 and the ever-popular rubber check race on Saturday evening. Tickets go on sale tomorrow, 9 a.m., available online at ScottsbluffCountyFairgrounds.com or by calling at 623-1828. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.